So I thought I would give you an update as I've just finished my last session with Greg and Lisa, and so I thought I'd finish up on my journey on the art of memory and where it's taken me. So yesterday was really interesting. Again, I walked away just blown away by what I'm capable of, what my mind is capable of. And yesterday was a pretty in-depth session. So I learned yesterday about word substitution, which is a great, fantastic tip, I guess, in life about how to remember words that you're probably unfamiliar with. It's fantastic to use if you're studying because it helps you to remember a lot of terminology or scientific words that you come across that you're going to have to use. It's also fantastic, which is where I think I would probably use it in learning a new language. And in fact, the time that I was with Greg and Lisa, I was able to learn, I think it was sort of 6 or 8 different colors in Spanish, which today, woken up, still recall, and again, I'll be able to recall really for the rest of my life. And then the other system that we looked at is called the major system, which is a really major system, and that's in depth. So I need to still get my head around that, and once I've got the hang of that, the rest of my life will be so easy. So look, I'll talk more in depth about each, like I said, each of those methods in separate videos. This is just sort of a brief overview of how I went yesterday. And like I said, with the word substitution, I learned some colors in Spanish, and I also actually learned about the digestive system, so a lot of those words, I might have come across, but was probably unfamiliar with. And so Greg was merely just pointing out the fact of how I could, read a few chapters on digestion if you're learning it, and then able to recall those facts. So, I mean, today I can still talk about it and recall exactly the digestive system to you. So I will do some more videos on those, more in depth on each method. But what I wanted to say at the end of my sort of few days coaching with Greg and Lisa, what I found out of all of it was that my confidence, and basically I think everybody has this issues. You think, oh well, I think they can do it, but I don't think I can do it. And I know I definitely went to this going, look, I'm sure it's awesome, but my memory's not that great. I don't know if it'll quite work with me. So I was literally blown away by what I was capable of doing. I am still amazed at the power of my mind. We know this, and you know it, we all know this, but until you actually apply these skills, and every time I do it, I'm still surprised. I'm like, oh my God, I actually did that. I was able to recall that. How did I do this? So I'm still blown away about it. But so that's the one thing I learned, is that I've got to learn, I'm already learning more, to trust that I can recall those facts. I've got a system in place now. I can recall that information. The other thing I learned was you really need to be, it teaches you to be creative. So I would have said I'm one of the least creative people that you've met. I'm not a very creative person. I probably, I'm a rule follower. I kind of think inside the box. This really pushed me to think outside the box, to break those boundaries, to break those rules. I almost think of it that it unlocked my mind. We all have that, but as you grow up, and the way that we're taught in schools and the way that we do things in life, you kind of, there's a certain way you do things, where this kind of just made you break the barriers. And so I think kids are going to be, this is going to be so easy for them, because kids naturally, their mind is, they're creative, they think outside the box, they have these really unusual way of thinking. So for kids, this is probably really easy, whereas for me, I really had to be prompted at each stage to go, think outside the box, be elaborate, exaggerate everything. So yeah, I find that it has already made me more creative, or I've had to really dive into my creative side and be abstract and be creative and think outside the box, and almost, like I said, unlocking my mind. So yeah, there's quite a big realization, other than just improving my memory. a lot of sort of self-awareness, mindfulness about myself. So it's a journey that I'm going on, that I'll keep you posted on how I'm going and where I'm at, and how it's working for me. So my first job today is I'm actually off to Coles to go and do my grocery shopping, where normally I still have pen and paper. I still write down my shopping list, either that or on my phone, but I still prefer pen and paper method. Today, my first task is to look at my shopping list, look at the items on my shopping list, and go to Coles without my shopping list, and hopefully come back with all the items that were on my shopping list. So I'll keep you posted on that. Stay tuned.